We head up to my old room and I open the door to find Virginia and Becky inside, chatting away excitedly. Tori! Virginia bowls me over so hard that I crash into the opposing wall as she hugs me tightly to her. You're back, you're back, you're back! I am back, I tell her. After you told me you miss me, I told Potsdam, you don't have a choice. Virginia needs me. You have to re-enroll me. Really? Virginia asks as she pulls away from me, and I slap her arm. No, I say pointedly, but she wanted me to be here to take care of Becky, so I'm back. Oh, miss! Becky rushes forward to wrap her arms around me. You are an angel sent from the heavens, you are. You truly are. Oh, no, Becky, I say awkwardly as she pulls away. You're my friend. I would have done it for anyone. And you don't have to keep calling me miss, by the way. Oh, I beg your pardon, Lady Grabiner, she says as she tries to perform a curtsy in her robes, but she just stumbles into Virginia, who holds her upright. Tori, I say quickly. You can just call me Tori. Becky nods as they both look up at Hieronymous. You moving in here too? Virginia asks, and Hieronymus's face turns scarlet. I am simply making sure Tori is settled in, he says as he places a hand comfortingly on my head, and I can't help but lean into him as I rest my cheek against his side. I don't want him to go, I pout, and he bends down as he kisses the top of my head. I'll go check in at the hotel, he says. Can I trust that you'll be able to get there safely after you finish packing up or moving in with your friends? Of course, I reply as I smile up at him. I'll be there before dinner. He tilts my chin up with one finger as he plants a chaste kiss on my lips. He hovers there for a moment before he draws himself up to full height and turns back to my friends. There are only 6 months until graduation. Please keep Tori safe for me until then. Will do, Virginia says as she snickers at me, and I just blush. Hieronymus reluctantly draws away from me, and I just wave at him as he goes, although every instinct in my body is telling me that I should run after him. Well, it looks like you're back to being a goopy marshmallow. I'm always a goopy marshmallow around him, I admit as I head inside. I love him so much. I see the suitcase on my bed, but don't start unpacking. For some reason, I don't want to make myself too comfortable here. Is it weird? Virginia asks, sitting back down on her bed as she sees me looking around the room. Yeah, it's weird. What's weird? Becky asks as she takes a seat on Ellen's old bed. It was her bed now. That was something I was going to have to get used to. I lived here for my first year at Iris, I explained to her, and then a demon stole my memories of Hieronymus and made me forget that we were married. Once I remembered who he was, I moved in with him, and I lived with him for another 1.5 years. I never thought I'd actually ever be living in the dorms again. Well, if it means anything, I'm glad you're back, Virginia offers. It was getting really quiet here all by myself. Ellen's gone and most of the other seniors are too busy working on their final projects to find time to just hang out or anything. I just nod. That's good. Hieronymus just wants me to finish up the year and graduate, so whatever pranks Donald's involved in, make sure to keep me out of them. Virginia frowns as she shakes her head. Donald doesn't throw pranks anymore, she tells me. I don't think he's even gotten detention this year. He just goes to class and then goes back to his room. I think the only fun he has now are those bingo events he hosts with Luke and Logan. After Ellen got expelled, he just kind of shut down. Oh, I say quietly, looking down and away. I'm still sorry about that. Not your fault, Virginia says quickly, desperate to change the topic. So why is Grabby getting a hotel room tonight? He just wants to stay an extra night and make sure I'm settling in okay, I tell him. Her. He and Potsdam still aren't on the best of terms, so he just wants to make sure things are good before he heads back to Europe. Back to Europe? Becky asks. But that's so far away. Won't you miss him, miss? I will, I tell her, and he's going to miss me. And we're not going to see each other until Christmas break. And Granted, that's only in a few weeks, but when you love someone that much, it's hard being away from them for even a day. Becky's eyes widen in awe, but Virginia just bursts out laughing. You two are really something, she says as she turns to Becky. When I first met Tori, she was loud and silly. Grabby has always been a bit of a jerk. He was mean and he yelled at students a lot. Then suddenly they get married, and within a year, Tori's all docile and quiet, and Grabby is patient and nurturing. It's astounding. I'm still loud and silly, I tell her, crossing my arms over my chest, and I'm still annoying. And Grabby can be impatient at times, but we bring out the best in each other, and I let out a sniff from out of nowhere, and I realize that I'm tearing up. Oh, miss, Becky says softly, but that only makes it worse. Are you okay? Virginia asks. Did someone cast an affection spell on you? Because that would actually sort of explain a lot. No, I just get ridiculously emotional as far as he's concerned, I reply with a quick shake of my head. Like, you know how upset Donald was when Ellen left? I feel like that every day Hieronymous is gone. And, I mean, I know we'll still write to one another, and I'll still have plenty of chances to see him over break, but it's like I finally found someone I want to spend the rest of my life with. The fact that I have to go 6 months without waking up beside him in the morning almost seems cruel. Like, some people go their entire lives searching for someone to love that much, and I found him, but we still can't be together. It's not fair. You really do have the hots for him, Virginia says as she shakes her head. I still can't believe it, but I am happy for you, Tor. We were all just really concerned for you at first, but you seem like you're really happy now. She pauses for a moment. You know, when you're not crying over him. It'll pass, I say quickly. He said we would write to each other every day this time, so I plan to send him a full progress report of everything I'm up to. That'll help keep me in check too. If I don't think Hieronymous would approve of me doing it, I won't do it. You're turning into a buzzkill, Virginia warns with a grin. Although no one else is really much better now. I mean, we all know why Keo was expelled. He had it coming to him. But Ellen was different. Now everyone just keeps their heads down. Hardly anyone even went to the Apple Festival. And I was really looking forward to that, I say as I kick out into the empty air in front of me. I waited 4 years to go to the stupid Apple Festival, and then I didn't get to go. It was lame, Virginia says with a shrug. The weather this year hasn't been good for apple picking. Apparently the late frost destroyed a lot of trees or something, and so there wasn't a ton to pick from. The usual band that plays music wasn't there either, so we didn't even have a dance. It was pretty dull. I stare at her. But you did eat apple pie, right? Of course, Virginia says as she grins brightly at me. Sorry I didn't save you some. She turns to Becky. Have you ever had apple pie? Becky just shakes her head. Well, I'll have to see if we can do something about this. She turns back to me. Do you have any sway in the kitchens? I don't have any sway anywhere, I remind her. You both know I'm a noble, but Potsdam made it very clear that I'm not going to receive any special favors. Lame, Virginia says. Although maybe the next time we visit you in the other world, we can ask for it. Do you know if they know how to cook American food? I have no idea, I say with a shake of my head. Honestly, I'm not even sure if what they put in front of me is otherworld food or European food. I don't really ask, I just eat. Someone's taking after me, Virginia teases. So I'm actually going to head off to Minnie's study group now, but I guess that works since you're meeting up with Grabby. Wait, you're in a study group? I ask her. You? And what are you studying? I just realized I have no idea what classes the seniors take. More stuff about the other world, she replies, as though this should have been obvious. Oh, we learned stuff about memory spells, but mostly about how dangerous they are. More advanced spells, of course, especially long-range spells. I feel like you've missed a lot. I groan as I sink my face into my hands. Don't worry, miss. I'm sure you'll catch up in no time, Becky says encouragingly, and I do my best to smile up at her. Thanks, Becky, I tell her as I turn back to Virginia. Do the others know that I'm back yet? I'm not sure, Virginia replies. Do you want me to tell them, or do you want me to invite them to the room later so you can jump out and yell surprise? I'm not sure, I reply. I was thinking it might just be funny to have them be sitting in class one day, and then I walk in and sit next to them like, hey guys, what's up? And seeing the look on their faces. That would be hilarious, Virginia agrees. Yes, that. I totally think you should do that. Okay then, but that will have to wait until class, I say as I turn to Becky. Can you keep a secret? No one knows I'm here. You can count on me, miss, she replies resolutely. It'll be just like the meat pies you used to give me. It'll be just between me and Mr. Percy. Mr. Percy, Virginia teases. Is that your teddy bear or something? No, that was the rat that lived in the attic with her, I reply simply, and Virginia draws her knees into her chest as she draws back, repulsed. That is so gross, she says with a shudder. Why did she make you live with a rat? Becky stammers, suddenly nervous. I believe it was his room before it was mine. Wait, what? Virginia demands. So she seriously made you sleep in a room with a nest full of rats? Well, it wasn't a nest, Becky explains. They were in the walls, you see, and... You know what? I say quickly as I hop off the bed. I should get going. I don't want to keep her on Miss waiting, but, have fun with your study group. You'll have to join us next time, Virginia calls after me, and I can't help but smirk at this. Joining a study group with my friends? Now that Hieronymous would love to hear.